Hey you guys, this is Rafael from ShilohRelics.com. I hope you're all doing well. I hope you remember that I really do appreciate you taking time to watch these. I got to thinking a little bit ago, I hadn't said that in a while. I hope you guys know that I appreciate you taking time to watch these, to share them, to go onto YouTube and to sign up as a subscriber, because I'm so thankful. We started doing these as soon as the show shut down. I didn't know how they were going to work, but it has been such a wonderful thing to hear you guys say, I enjoy those, and I'm learning things, and I feel good about learning history. That makes me feel so good, and I just want to say thank you, because I couldn't do this without you guys watching, you guys ordering, because this is how I make my living, and I'm so thankful that I get to do this and get to be with you guys on a regular basis. Today we're going to talk about something that my brother likes to call sharp, pointy things. And so we're going to talk about a really neat sharp, pointy thing. This one's from before the Civil War. This is a side knife. You'll often hear them referred to as Bowie knives because one of the first people that made them prominent was Jim Bowie, that back in Texas Republic times. This one isn't quite that old. This one is going to date from about 1848 to into the 1850s. And we know that because of such a cool mark that's out on the base of the blade. We're going to talk about that in just a second, but we're going to talk about the standard marks that you see on them that are also really desirable and that knife collectors for decades, for a century, have coveted. If you notice on the blade, it has IXL, the letters IXL, and that is a quality mark. That just lets us know that the maker of the knife was very proud of what they were making. It's a quality mark. You see it on several things, but this one notes that it is the real IXL knife. It also has the mark of the Hunter's Companion, which was just kind of a little trademark, and it has the maker's mark. And the maker on this one was an impressive guy. His name was George Wostenholm. This one is actually marked Wostenholm and Son, and it has the designation of Washington Works. In 1848, that company moved their manufacturing to Washington Works. So we know it's at least, the oldest it can be is 1848. The stamp that I was telling you about that is so cool on this one, check this out. It's got the man with the big plume in his hat riding his horse. How cool is that? That is to designate Zachary Taylor, President Zachary Taylor. During the Mexican War, he was one of the ones that was credited with winning the war, and he had that wave of public opinion that carried him to be president in 1850. He went into office 1850, died 2 years later, so he only served 2 years. Some of these are made to honor him, and some of them they say were made honoring him before he was president. Some of them say during president, and some of them are a little bit after his death. All of those make sense. So we know it's 1848 to the 1850s, but it's a great thing, and knife collectors love that on a knife because it lets you date it. A lot of these knives, well, there wasn't much to change between 1840 and 1890. A knife is a knife is a knife. This one, though, we can date it a little bit better, and you know it's not after the war. A lot of knives you have to wonder, was it made 1860? Was it made 1880? Because to a Civil War guy, it makes a heck of a lot of difference. This one we know exactly, so we don't have to wonder. Now for the knife itself. This is one of the prettiest knives that I've had. I've had a lot of them over the years. I stayed away from them for years because my first one was fake and it scared me off of them. So I spent probably 20 years learning, keeping my mouth shut. Oh, and my daughters say that I've got a phrase that they say I say a lot as they were growing up. I would always say, if you shut up and listen, you'll learn something. And so with these, after my first fake one, for 20 years, I shut up, I listened, and I learned something. I know a good bit more about them than I did back then. The knife itself measures 12 inches in overall size. It has 7.5 of those inches making up by the blade. And as you can see, it's a perfect size. If you're wanting to cause somebody to have a bad day, that'll do it right there. The blade is beautiful. It's got the clip point design. It's got the original handle. The cross guard is nickel silver, which they used a lot in handles. What really makes it stand out is that ivory on the handle. And today we wouldn't want to kill an elephant or a walrus for the ivory, but back then it happened all the time. They had storehouses in Sheffield, England, which is where this is made. That was kind of the Hollywood of the day, was Sheffield, England. If you can make it there, you can make it anywhere. There were storehouses like this that had stacks and stacks and stacks of elephant ivory. And today that's horrible. I'm not justifying anybody, so don't go on there thinking I'm wanting you to kill elephants. Nope, sorry. But back then, they never thought they'd run out, just like buffaloes. We know now they're a limited supply. So they used the ivory on the handle, and this one's beautiful. It's turned to a milky tan color. Both panels are still there. It's just pretty. And if that wasn't enough, they used a blue Moroccan leather on the sheath. Check that sheath out. Look at this color. I mean, wow. I've always liked blue, as you can see. They used the blue, which goes perfectly with the German silver and with the ivory handle. So when you put all that together, you got something that's pretty. And I'm like that old crow I always tell you about. I like the pretty shiny things, and this is pretty and shiny. Shiny? I made a new word. Pretty and shiny. And as you can see, it's a great knife. If you go on to Shiloh Relics, you can own this one. Just bought a big collection. It's got a lot of knives in them. Huh. Evidently, I have forgotten English this morning, but I will work on it by the next video and try to get it better. But we're gonna have a lot of them going on, a lot of price ranges. This one's kind of high, but it's really worth it. It's a great knife. If I hit the lottery tonight, you cannot buy this knife. I'm gonna keep it. But if I don't win that lottery, you can own it, but I've only got one. So many of the things that we have on ShilohRelics.com are unique. I've only got the one. You buy that one, your buddy can't have it. You can have it. So go on there, check it out. There's a lot of stuff. I try to keep something in every price range because I'm thankful for collectors that buy $20 pieces, and I'm thankful to collectors that buy $200,000 pieces. I am thankful for all of you guys. I am so thankful to get to do what I do. I'm the luckiest guy in the world. I hope that when you get the chance that you are kind. I had an email last night. I'd had a bad day yesterday. Yesterday was one of those days, well, I'll just tell you. There are some days, I lost my wife about 3 years ago. There's some days that I see her in everything that I see, everywhere I turn. And yesterday was one of those days where she was just haunting me. And I felt bad about life. And we all do that from time to time. And I have to make myself focus on all the positives that I've got. And I spent most of the evening trying to think about all of those positive things. And then out of the blue, there was an email from a guy that was at a show in Mansfield, Ohio a couple of years ago. And he was there with his little daughter. And I always try, we need more younger people in our hobby. I always try to say hi to them. I ask them what the coolest thing they found at the show was, what they liked the best. Just hopefully someday they'll, if they don't collect, maybe they'll appreciate history and realize that just because you sell something Confederate or just because you sell something, you're not a racist and you're not a bad person. So I try to go out of my way to do that. I said hi to this little girl, and she must have said something back, and I gave her a little Civil War newspaper. Honestly, I don't remember it, but the guy said that she did, and that she's enjoying these videos, and it made me have a little bit more faith in in everything. And that random act of kindness that guy took the time to send me that helped my soul, because I had had one of those days, and we all have them, where it's like, what in the hell am I doing? And I get that way, and I'm the luckiest guy I know, and I know that, but we still get down. So keep your head up. If you get a chance, be nice to somebody. Say something nice to somebody. Hell, it can't hurt, and it might make their day and make them smile again, because last night I needed it, and we all need it from time to time. And I hope that you know that I care about you. I hope that you're safe. I hope you're staying away from each other. I hope that you're kind. And remember, give the people the benefit of the doubt until they prove they don't need it. I love you guys. I'll catch you next time.